Hey friends, thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to make a few Easter cards using this stamp set. It's a stamp and stencil set from Tim Holtz from Stampers Anonymous. So I'm using my mini Misty today, and I'm going to get started by stamping this little bunny. I have him set to the side, and also he looks a little high on this card panel, but I am going to be putting the bow tie down at the bottom, so I'm leaving room for that. And then instead of doing the sentiment this way, I thought about a couple things. I thought about maybe just stamping over the potentially part of the face and the whiskers, but instead of doing that, I thought I would just put the sentiment sideways, and I think I like that. So I'm starting with archival ink today. So I grabbed the ground espresso, and I'm going to stamp the bunny in the ground espresso. I have him centered here, or set to where I want him. And I'm using my Misty today, not only in case I need to re-stamp, but also because I'm going to be making a few of this same card design. So that makes it a little easier to do that. There he is. How cute is he? Or she? How cute are they? I'm going to go ahead now and put the sentiment on. I'm using this Hippity Hoppity. For this, I'm using the archival vintage photo. Just going to ink up here. Looks pretty good. And for the glasses and the outline of the bow, I'm going to use black soot. Okay, so I've got all of my images ready to go. I grabbed a tiny bit of water and a stamp block, and I'm just going to spray a tiny bit of Distress Spray Stain and Mustard Seed onto my block, as well as just kind of move it away and cover it so it doesn't get everywhere. And then also I'm going to use some pink. This is Kitsch Flamingo spray stain. So I have those on different areas of the block, which I think you can see. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab another paintbrush. So I'm going to do one at a time, of course. I'm just going to do a tiny bit. I think I'm going to add a little bit of water to this spray stain. Usually I have a clean brush or a dropper to use to add water. I just wanted to lighten this up a little bit and thin it out. So for the pink, I'm just going to go over the top of his nose, just like that. And then I'm going to do a little up here. This brush isn't picking up very much water. It's very small, or very much ink. There, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then over here as well. Then I'm just going to take my yellow and do his little bow tie. So I wanted to go ahead and use the bright colors. And I probably could do this with, you know, any kind of color. Alcohol inks, water, watercolors, acrylic paints, pencils, pens, whatever you've got. Just make sure that the ink that you're using in your image will accept whatever medium is that you're putting on top of it. You can also do some glossy accents. I tried on a tester and it looks to me like it is pulling the ink out of the ink out of the eyeball area and kind of soaking it up into, this is Crystal Glaze, Nouveau Crystal Glaze, which is much like glossy accents. So whatever if you try to do a mirror effect, just make sure that it will play well with whatever ink medium you're using, or ink you're using. So I'm just going to continue to go through these guys and add some color. So now that these guys are done, I decided that I wanted to cut them down just a tiny bit, maybe another 1/4 of an inch on each side. One from the top or bottom, one from the left or right. Because I want to try a couple different things for a background panel. Okay, here we go with the cardboard box again. In order to get some matching backgrounds, I am just going to take a piece of regular cardstock, and I'm going to use the same 2 Distress spray stains that I used to paint up our little bunny. So I am using Mustard Seed and Kitsch Flamingo. I'm going to go ahead and lay down the mustard seed first. I'm going to spray towards the back of the box. I'm not going to spray down towards my paper. So what you're going to see is me spraying in this direction out, and whatever falls down is the look that I'm going for. So I'm going to pull the spray back about 6 to 10 inches and aim for this paper that I put in the back of my box just to grab any overspray, because I use those in other projects. And I'll go from there. Grabbed my heat tool, and I'm gonna just dry these off really quick. You could definitely let these air dry though, but I'm impatient today. So of course this is my background overspray one. Looks pretty cool, and I might use that today. Okay, so I have my 2 pages. They are definitely different. And I'm going to cut them both down and see what I get. Okay, so I've got my card bases, my backgrounds, and my cute little bunnies. And I have my my paper trimmer just over to the side, just in case I decide I want to cut these down a little bit more. You can see here, well, I don't know if you can really see on the screen, but the splatter is so fine. You can see the pink and the yellow, but then in other places they did mix because I didn't dry in between. So there's a little bit of an orange, but we'll see what that looks like behind the images. And go. So this mixed media set is one that is, it's by Tim Holtz, and I think it was made specifically for Joann's. The clear stamps, I guess, that he does are only for retail in the Joann stores, except I picked this one up from Simon Says Stamp because I couldn't find it online at Joann's anywhere. But my understanding is that Simon Says Stamp, they just buy them directly from Joann's and then just resell them for convenience, which is awesome. So here are the cards. This one, I did just a smaller inset frame with that spray stain background. This one is pretty much the same. I noticed a little ink mark here once I was kind of putting the finishing touches on it, and I'm not really too worried about it. The last couple I did a little differently. Here I kept the background the same size as the card base, and I just added a few enamel dots. These are gloss enamel dots, and these I get through Gina Marie Designs. So she does wholesale, but also does retail, and she has really great prices, so you should check her out. I can link her below. This is not a sponsored video, but I really like her, her designs and her price. And then here's the last one. I think this is my favorite. I went ahead and put some enamel dots on, and I put a frame of just a plain piece of black cardstock on top of the spray stain. Thanks for watching another video. Don't forget that a thumbs up helps grow my channel and helps get my projects out to other crafters.